Alright, so your case depends on what you want really, but if you get an ATX motherboard, you're going to need probably a bigger case. So this is just a generic case. It can do ATX and micro ATX, it says there. So for me, I've got a micro ATX board, so I'll need to put these little pillar screws in all of the ones marked B, so I'll do that now. So A and B. There's some other holes here that aren't marked, so I don't know why that's the case, but anyway, A and B. So now if you put the motherboard over it, you should see that it will fit on nicely. It should cover all the holes, apart from the CPU socket ones, which are here. And it is covering all the holes up to now. Yep, that's about right. I don't need that one in there for whatever reason. Okay, so I've got all the pillar screws in place. So far so good. Now the next thing I'll need to do in mine is put the CPU in and then add the bracket as well. So I'll do that next. So let's just open this little lever here, make sure that it's clean. Which it should be if it's brand new. Then get your CPU, check that there are no bent pins or anything like that, which again there shouldn't be. Check that it's clean. And let's put it in. I'll just zoom in a bit more so you can see. Right. So just align it up. You should see a little triangle on the CPU, mine's there. And there's a triangle here as well, so that's where it goes. So it should just drop into place nicely. Yeah, and mine's in place. So now it's properly into place, you can bend the lever down and the CPU is now in place. Okay, the next thing I need to do is clean up the heatsink. So here's my heatsink. I've actually got to clean the CPU as well, and I'll be cleaning this with a bit of tissue and methylated spirits. Some people say you should use you know, cotton buds because they're tiny little pieces of tissue that get stuck on here, but you know, I'm not too worried about that. So I've got some methylated spirits and I'll just put a bit on this tissue and give that a clean. It looks like there's fingerprints on here, which looks a bit oily, but anyway. Looks like little marks as well. That's not actually that good for performance. But anyway, if you've got a brand new one, you're not going to have this. Yours will be perfectly clean. Alright, so that's clean. And now I need to do the same with the CPU, so I'll just bring that over here. And clean this. Okay, and we want to make sure there are no, well, there's no dirt or anything like that on it, and no bits of tissue either. Okay, so mine are clean now. Okay, so we need to put the bottom of the heatsink in now. So you'll have something like this, a back plate, So if it's not already fitted, you'd need to fit it here. So that pretty much just goes in there like that. I'll just fit that in. That goes like that, and you can see the little nuts or whatever they're called coming through there. Okay, the next thing we need to do is install the heatsink fan. So usually with these CPUs you'll get something like this, and they're okay, but they're not the best. So I changed mine for one of these, which is much bigger. It's much bigger. But what it means is that it's cooler, and not only that, it's silent. So it's the best way to go in my opinion. Now, sometimes you'll have a backplate already part of the unit, but in my case I haven't. So there's my backplate there, and the backplate comes with this new unit thing here. Anyway, so what I need to do now is put some thermal grease on it, thermal grease compound, and I've just bought this. Okay, so there are different ways to do this really. Some people say different things. I'm just going to do it the way I normally do it. I'm not claiming this is the correct way, okay? I'll just zoom in a bit more so you can see. Okay, put some of that on there. Right, now I'm just going to spread this a little bit. So I've got the thermal paste on now, and what should happen is when the heatsink gets compressed onto it, it should spread it out a bit more. I'll just squash that down. This is a tricky bit here, letting go of this. There we go. And now I'll just screw this down. You can't actually see from this angle very well. And I'll just try and get in there so you can see what's going on. I'm not going to go too mad at the moment. I'll just put one or two on or in place. And what's happening here is that it's squashing the thermal paste down onto the CPU. Okay, and now I can tighten them all down. That one's done. Next I'll go for this one, I think. On this one. And the last one here. Okay. So it's on. And yeah, it's about right. I can just see the paste just almost oozing out of the edge of the CPU. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but you can a little bit there. So that's about perfect. You can see the difference in size. Alright, so now we need to screw it into the base unit. So I screwed these in by hand just earlier, and I don't think you need to go any more than screwing them in by hand really. It should be sufficient. So now we need the back plate, which is this thing. And I'll just push that in place. So it will go in. So I'll just push this into place like that, and you should find that the little bolts should line up. Okay, and then just screw these in. So you've got the CPU in, you've got the heatsink or fan or whatever you want to call it in place and firm, and we've also got the motherboard also in place. So what's next? Next, I would do the PSU next. So I'll put the PSU in, and of course the fan bit faces down and the plug socket is outwards, of course. So, and this gets screwed in from the back. There we go.